Hey everybody, welcome to Our Favorite Frontier, the only Star Trek show on the internet that is run by me and Nick. Hey Nick, how are you?
Hey Alex, what's going on?
Very little, other than this episode of Star Trek. But arguably, this episode of Star Trek doesn't have a lot going on.
Captain's log, stardate 41235.25. Our location, planet Ligon 2. Source of a rare vaccine needed on Federation planet Styrus 4. Starfleet has instructed me to engage in a friendly visit and open treaty negotiations to acquire this medicinal substance.
Nick, what did you think about Episode 4 of Star Trek The Next Generation, Code of Honor?
Probably the biggest snooze fest I've had to deal with in the entire Star Trek franchise that I've been up to date with.
All right.
I have one huge problem with this, and then we'll talk about more things later, but Lieutenant Yar, she puts a robe over her Star Trek uniform. And I thought that was just bizarre. And that was like the most I got out of the episode.
Well, there is a lot more going on in this episode. Mainly in that it's the most racist piece of media since Song of the South. I don't think this episode would fly today. I really don't think it flew in 1986. At least if it had aired in 1966, I would have understood, oh, they're racist back then. That's right. But this episode's pretty bad.
I just found the whole episode just to be bizarre. They find Lieutenant Yar, who they think is just, a very powerful woman, and then they just kidnap her for themselves. I guess I wasn't paying as much attention. I didn't find as many racial undertones as you seem to have found.
You're right. And the thing about this, about the racism in this episode is it's one of those sort of, I guess I don't want to say accidental, but I think they were trying to present it as accepting, like we're accepting of different cultures, but it comes across as even more disingenuous because they're basically, because it's very, there's a lot of tribal imagery, instruments, and they have their garb looks very non-denominationally tribal, but tribal nonetheless, and they own women is a big thing.
So not only is it, you found it racially insensitive, I think it's probably a little bit misogynistic.
Oh yeah. Because it's
just a whole cluster of things that would not be allowed in 2017.
You can strong because our the leader of the planet is sort of like, wow, who would have thought a woman could be a security officer? Who knew? You could tell that's what they were trying to do, is prove like women can be strong and women can be fighters. In the end,
I guess it's just you're right. It's just a really weird episode for this time and era.
Yeah, and it's just the way they handle it is just very, very bad. In addition to the fact that everything else about it also sucks. You really can't look away from the racism and sexism because you can't even say, well, at least they did this right, because everything sucks.
Yeah, I found the dialogue and chemistry not as strong as I felt it was in the other episode. Everyone's very emotionless. I think they all need to get that intoxication poison again, because honestly, these people are just not a fun group to hang out with every week.
Mm-hmm.
Also, them giving Wesley a chance to do every little thing, just giving him more and more to inch onto the ship. I'm sick of it.
And let's not forget the context in which that happened. Beverly Crusher goes into Picard's ready room and says, I have people dying that I need to cure. We have people dying. This is very hard. I don't let people die. But let's put that on the back burner for a moment, because my son is waiting in the turbo lift, and boy would he like to come onto the bridge and hang out with you, Picard. Everyone just takes a minute to just forget about the issue at hand. Tasha Yar has been kidnapped, and there are people dying of a disease because Wesley wants to be he wants to be on the bridge with the rest of the big boys. It sucks. He sucks. Everything sucks.
He's just an awkward character.
Yeah.
He really brings nothing.
There's also a lot of little tiny stuff in this episode that I guess I never noticed the first time around, and you would probably never notice. But just stuff that I thought was interesting as a long-time Star Trek fan. So, and this goes into just more TV in general, not just Star Trek. But there's usually an A plot and a B plot. And the A plot in this, of course, is Tasha Yar being kidnapped and taken to a planet. And the B plot was Wesley wants to come on the bridge. And then there was a C plot for whatever reason in this episode, which was Data wants to tell a joke. And he tries, and then it's just abandoned.
Yes.
And
yes.
It reeks of realizing, oh crap, we got 3 minutes. We're 3 minutes shy here of this TV show. How are we gonna fill some time? Data wants to tell a joke. He wants to be human.
I don't really care for. I mean, I understand why they're doing it, but these conversations that Data has every episode about how he's not human and what he lacks in, the human experience. It's like he has a conversation with a different crew member every week about, oh, I can't do this because I'm an android. I wish I understood how this worked.
Yeah, Data's interesting because I'm not caring for Data right now either. Because he's a little too cold, a little too... He's very, very just inquisitive to the point of being obnoxious. At one point early in this episode, he chimes in with some information that isn't relevant, and everyone's looking at him, and he sort of stops. He goes on about the French language being dead, which is a side note I want to address in a sec, which is just a fun thing. But Data's very cold, but it's sort of... I'm going to defend that a little bit just because I think that Data's evolution from where he starts and where he ends, this is a natural place for him. But he gets more tolerable as the show progresses, because as he sort of understands humanity more and more, he's able to dive into the nuances more. But for the next couple episodes, you're gonna have to deal with, how do I tell joke? How do I sneeze? How do I, do anything?
How long has Data been around, since his creation?
I don't know off the top of my head, actually.
Because I feel like that would definitely give me a lot more insight of how much he knows and how little he knows. It honestly feels like he was put online the day, the show started. I feel like like some sort of cyborg, android, whatever you want to call him, that has been, around to be, helping command a Starfleet. He would have been around the block for a while and wouldn't have to be having these conversations still.
I'm trying to find it here. I don't know that I'm actually going to get anything. I'm going to Memory Alpha. Data's official birth date is not known. He was born sometime in the 2330s.
And what year does this show take place?
Sometime in the 2360s.
So he's been around for 30 years and he's still asking questions about how to make a joke.
Can't tell you a whole lot about Data's backstory at this point, actually. You're going to find out some stuff about Data.
Okay, so you're just trying to hold back.
Yeah.
Me. But from the point I'm at right now in the show, I can question, for me, the question is just overthinking things.
Yeah, a little bit.
I feel like he's a little too ignorant for his age.
Yeah, that's fair. But at the same time, he didn't obviously grow. He was born in that age. Like, he hasn't been around for, he doesn't grow. He wasn't a little boy.
But I mean, his intellect would grow.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a backstory behind what happened to Data in between when he was quote unquote born and when he made it out to the Enterprise crew. There's a lot of hokery pokery going on there.
Okay, so that might give me some light.
Yeah.
But right now, I just think for being that far in life, you think you would, have a little bit more under his belt with understanding humans.
Sure.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about real quick basically the design of this episode, because it looks and sounds very, very 60s for something that was made in the 80s.
Yeah, it really gave me a kind of like a Mud feel. How Mud just comes on the ship and he starts hanging out with his women and
yeah,
it's all weird. It kind of gave me a feeling of an old Star Trek episode they're trying to still play with these, but there's no emotion. And I feel like the situations aren't, as critical and problem solving as they want to be. Where I feel like in the old format, they get presented with a random situation, and then Kirk, Spock, and McCoy are like, like this, and that. It only seems logical, and then resolution. This is just, I feel like they're giving you the situations and then with no emotion, just solving it, and there's really no as much play that has become the inspiration for the series. It's not there.
The best comparison I can make is to the original series episode, The Gamesters of Triskelion, which is an episode where Kirk, Uhura, and Chekhov are kidnapped and forced to fight to the death. Fans of GIFs might know it as the episode where Kirk punches a woman in the face. And I guess the main difference is that this one's just shittier, like you said. We're forced to accept and to care about a set of circumstances that we ultimately don't care about,
and a group of people that we're told we should care about. We still don't. For me, I still don't care about these people.
That's fair. And I was even going to say, even as someone who does care about the crew of the Enterprise, just retroactively, I don't care about this woman sort of attempting to divorce her husband, so to speak, because
by dying.
Yeah.
By dying, come back to life. The dumbest sci-fi cop-out of a marriage I've ever seen.
Yeah. But in terms of the look and feel of this episode, the music, especially in the cold open, the music is so out of place. It's so 60s. The fight scene is one of the most poorly choreographed things I've ever seen, with two of the dumbest looking weapons you could ever have in a fight. They're
I couldn't get through that stupid cage fight.
Yeah, they're comical in their goofiness.
I was waiting for like the Undertaker to come out or Mick Foley to fall off from the top. Like I was like, this is just so painful. Like I need some WWE style theatrics in here to really make this go. And like, yeah, the weapons were so dumb, and just like, were there like the light poles that were shocking them? I don't know what the hell that was about. Or that even is what the purpose was. Again, it was just. And then they stopped the fight when she lost her weapon, and I was like, no, that's not what you do. Just kill her.
Yeah,
Fuck
it's
that.
A fight to the death. If she dropped her weapon, it's her fault.
Yeah, seriously. Like, no, I don't know. I don't know how many fights you've been in, Alex, but I know that if you drop something, no one's gonna stop so you can pick it back up. They're just gonna, kick the shit out of you.
The other thing that really I found, I was trying to piece this together in my mind, and I just couldn't do it, was there's this talk partway through about the Prime Directive. Now, the Prime Directive, as most people should know, is the non-interference directive, basically saying that Starfleet cannot interfere with the development of another culture. And they cite that as a reason why they can't put an end to the fight. But just by talking to these people, they're interfering. The Prime Directive is basically, you should be invisible. The people who are developing shouldn't even know you're there. They shouldn't even know anything about Starfleet. So it's kind of dumb to me that the Prime Directive is basically saying, oh well, we'll just come and do we'll partake in all of your fun things, because you've already violated the Prime Directive just by announcing your presence. And then one last little fun thing, just to note, is obviously Jean-Luc Picard is a French name, but we got a guy with a British accent. And their way of rationalizing it is that basically French is a dead language on planet Earth. No one speaks it anymore. It's just sort of not relevant. Jean-Luc is a little bit defensive about that, but when Data sort of brings up that it's not relevant. But that's your explanation for why you got a French guy with a British accent, is because by the year 2360 whatever, it's not really a thing anymore.
You know what? I never really even put that together. I mean, again, you analyze things way different than I did.
Yeah.
His name is Jean-Luc Picard. It's Patrick Stewart. I'm honestly still, I'm not even seeing Picard. I'm seeing Patrick Stewart playing a character in Star Trek. So, like, for me to put stuff like that even together, I didn't even do that. But that is kind of funny. Yeah, painful episode. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Painful, painful, painful.
All right, yeah. Who knows? Well, the next episode is going to be The Last Outpost. And boy, you have something in store for you here with this episode.
Oh, please tell me you're not being sarcastic. I need something way better than that last episode.
I don't actually remember the plot. I don't remember the plot of it. I just know that we're getting the first appearance of someone here in this episode.
Ooh.
And I'm very excited for you to see him. Or I guess them, because it's a group of people.
Ooh.
And I'm just chomping at the bit for our next conversation.
All right. I'll get watching.
But that's all we got to say for the episode Code of Honor. If you've enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe, rate. I don't even know where we're posting all this, so I don't know what's relevant to you. But let us know how we're doing, and let us know what you thought of the episode.
All right, you guys take care, okay?
All right, and we'll see you next time. Our Favorite Frontier is hosted by Alex Russo and Nick Caladona, edited by Alex Russo, and produced by Nerdy Inc. Be sure to follow us on YouTube to catch all of our videos, as well as like us on Facebook, Twitter, and whatever other social media we have.